Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Ithaqua's Bane bringing you gaming goodness, and it is August 2024 and MyMiniFactory is having its summer sale. Now personally, I find these sales to be an amazing opportunity to discover new models and creators. There are some really good discounts to be had, and you may just find some hidden gems or some new favorites. Now, before I pop over to MyMiniFactory and start adding items to my cart, I was thinking that maybe I could do this as part of a project, as a video, maybe highlighting some lesser known model ranges and sort of lesser known creators in a video. So yeah, I can do that. Of course I could. Of course I should. Of course I will. It's time to make a Chaos Warband old school style. Right, this book is possibly my favorite Games Workshop product. Now, I do have a lot of Games Workshop products, but from back in the day. I haven't bought anything from Games Workshop in a very long time because I got disillusioned with the way that they designed their game, the way that they did the sort of army books, the codexes, the pricing structure and everything else. I kind of got a bit disillusioned with Games Workshop. Like I say, I've got a lot of respect for them because they're one of the reasons I got into the hobby back in the day, Warhammer First Edition. But this, Realm of Chaos, Slaves to Darkness, is, I think, my favorite product of theirs, and I've used it so many times back in history, creating Chaos Champions and their warbands. Now, this book was also really good for us because it was designed for 3 different games. It was designed for Warhammer Battle, it was designed for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, but also Warhammer 40k. So this book and its contents is designed for use in those 3 different games and 3 different systems. It's amazing. You won't get that today, yeah? However, I highly regret not being able to purchase Volume 2, The Lost and the Damned. Slaves to Darkness covers Khorne and Slaanesh. The Lost and the Damned covered Nurgle and Tzeentch, and I just didn't have the money at the time. I think when it was released, I was just starting uni and I didn't have the money. Big, huge, massive regret. I mean, have you seen the prices that people are asking for a copy of Lost and the Damned these days? Absolutely crazy, but I still want that book. So what are we going to do in this video? Well, we are going to create a warband using Slaves to Darkness, but we're going to be adjusting the results and the creations and the roles to kind of make the warband more adaptable to today's games. Not just necessarily 40k or Kill Team or, those kind of games, but to also be used in other games. Maybe called Space Weirdos, maybe 5 Parsecs, maybe some of Mantic's games, maybe some of Osprey. I think Osprey Publishing have some science fiction games, Stargrave maybe. But yeah, we're going to be creating a warband that can be multi-use, can be used in multiple games. And then, once we've created the warband, we'll pop over to MyMiniFactory and see if we can find some lesser known creators and grab some suitable miniature STLs at a nice little discount. However, be warned, in order to get this video uploaded quickly and to give you guys time to benefit from the sale, I won't be showing the warband all painted up because it takes me forever to paint things up. So, this video will have the warband creation, it will have us shopping for the minis, and I will then show you the minis once they've all been printed and assembled and based, but not painted. I will upload pictures into the community section of the channel later on of the final painted warband. Sound good? Let's go. Right, we are back. And we are going to create our Warband. We're going to create our Chaos Champion. I'm going to go with Khorne. I've always preferred Khorne to Slaanesh. We're going to create the champion randomly using the tables and everything in here. And we're also going to generate their retinue, their warband. The way that it works is that you randomly generate a sort of race, a starting profile. So you could be human, but you could kind of be like champion, minor hero, major hero. You could also be abhuman, you could be alien. There are some which may not work. For example, again, this is from the days of Rogue Trader, right? So there are Slan, there are Tyranids, there are Zotes. Those may not work because I may not be able to find the miniatures for them, but that's what we're going to do. And then your starting champion will start with 1 gift and 1 attribute. And with every 2 rewards, whether they're gifts or attributes, you get to roll on the retinue table to find out if you get any followers. Then, as you generate more rewards, you can also roll for rewards for your followers as well. Now, this book is amazing. And like I say, I really regret not getting The Lost and the Damned. The prices that people are asking are absolutely stupid. I did hear that I thought Games Workshop were reprinting at some point, but I've never seen it. If anybody knows where I can get a copy of The Lost and the Damned for a good price, let me know, yeah? I really want that book. But yeah, this book was amazing because what it did is it brought us the realm of chaos, not just for 40k, but also for Warhammer Battle, or what they now call, is it the Old World? You know, the sort of regiment game. But also for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. So this book includes a lot of things for all 3 different games and systems, which is brilliant. It really was good. And in here is a lot of things. You have, of course, the champions and warbands. You've got army lists. You've got demons. You've got demon weapons. You've got chaos attributes, chaos spawn. You've also got, I think, in here the first, is it the Grey Knights? Can't remember. But there's a lot in here. It's a brilliant book. I've used it so much now. This book is nearly 40 years old, so it is starting to show its age, and I have used it a lot. As you can see, it's starting to get a little bit mucky. Over here in Malaysia, the humidity does kill books. These are some pages from an old white dwarf that had some errata and replacement bits and pieces. Don't worry so much about those. Back in the day. But yeah, this book and volume 2, if I can ever find it, were amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, this isn't a review of the book. We're not going to go through the book. Just take my word for it. The artwork inside, the narrative, the stories, the descriptions, and all the information here is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, again, Malaysia, the humidity. If you can get hold of these books, I mean, not Lost and the Damned, you know, send me the Lost and the Damned. You find one of these. It's brilliant. These really are really, really good. And the story of the Gottlieb brothers. Right, what are we doing? We are going to go and start by creating our champion. Right, at the start here, in terms of warbands and attributes and everything else, it's focusing on the fantasy elements, and some of these tables we will be using. But if we go to the back, or near the back, we have the sci-fi, the 40k part of the book. And again, I love this book. I really do love this book. Right, so generating a Chaos Renegade. That's going to be your champion. The first thing we're going to do is to create the start, or to roll the starting profile. You can do, I mean, if it's okay, if you agree with your friends and the people that you're playing with, I suppose you could choose. But you know, you can also roll randomly. Now, on here you've got Zotes, Tyranids, Slan. I think if I get that, I'm going to re-roll. Orcs and Eldar. That could possibly work. Dark Eldar. Abhumans. We've got Squats. Off the top of my head, I don't think I've ever seen any Chaos Squats in terms of figures. So I may re-roll that. Ogrins could work. I don't think I need to find a new figure. I think I have some arch-villain figures that could work for that. Beastmen, I think we'd have to search for. And then you have all the human types. Let's roll and find out. If it's not suitable, I'll re-roll. So our Chaos Champion is going to be, oh and yeah, I'm using my, because since we're playing Khorne, I'm using my Blood for the Blood God dice. Right, so what are we doing? We're rolling percentage, isn't it? Right, percentage, okay. So first we're rolling percentage to find out the type, and then we're going to be rolling to find out the specific. Right, here we go. Just make sure we're on camera. Yep, we're on camera. What is our champion going to be? 1-5. Human. They're going to be human. Okay, that solves a lot of problems. So human. What are they going to be? Marine would be good. Rogue Trader, Navigator. See, again, I'm thinking if I roll Psyker, Navigator, possibly. I think I'm going to re-roll. Oh, they've got Adeptus Custodes here. But anything that has to do with Psyker, I'm going to re-roll because it's Khorne. And Khorne doesn't do the whole magic thing. So let's see. Let's see what we get. I'd like a Marine, to be honest. I think a Marine would be quite interesting. Right, what we got? We got a 13. Human, just a bog standard human. So he's not got any special skills, no special stats. Again, I'm not going to be using these stats. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be generating the champion and the retinue so that I can use them in any kind of game. So I'm not going to write down the stats. What I'm going to do is actually write down what I rolled so that I can use this as a reference, so that if I'm playing a game where I do have to reference abilities or stats, I know roughly what I'm going to be doing. So our champion is human. So he's just a bog standard human. Right, but he's now a champion of chaos. He gets 2 starting rewards, 1 gift and 1 attribute. So now, to start off with, your gift depends on the god that you're following. So we're following Khorne. So we receive a suit of chaos armor. So our first gift is chaos armor. Now, in this game, chaos armor is a very powerful suit of armor. So again, what we can do is, if we're not going to use this in 40k, if we're going to be using this in some other game system, this could maybe reflect a suit of armor with maybe a +1 bonus or maybe a +10% bonus kind of thing. And if I was Slanesh, I'd be getting a +1 to willpower. Again, if I was going to be playing another system, I would use that to some equivalent bonus. And then attribute, we have to roll randomly. Right. So for that, we have to go back to the previous part of the book. Now, there are 2 types of attribute tables. You've got the personal attributes table, which is a D1000 roll. There is also a dominant attribute table, which is used for units. As you generate more rewards, your followers can sometimes get rewards as well. And if you've got a unit, they'll be rolling on this dominant table. It's a bit more limited, but it's more suitable for a unit of troop rather than just an individual. But for the champion, we're rolling on here, personal attributes. Right, this is a D1000. So I'm going to be rolling. Where's the other one gone? There it is. So this is the first digit, second digit, third digit. Right, so our first attribute, we get 210. 210, blood substitution. Okay. Right, what is my blood substituted? Now, each of these attributes has a corresponding value for fear points. This is used, again, in the old 40k, you had things like fear and terror. So things like these could actually make you more fearful, and if you had enough points, it would make you cause terror instead of fear. So this has 3 in brackets. So maybe if I get wounded and my blood or whatever replaces my blood comes out, it then has that fear effect. Blood substitution. The nature of the mutant's blood changes radically. Roll a d6 to determine the nature of the change. Ooh, maggots! Okay, so it is a d6. What are we going to get? So our blood is replaced by 3. Acid. Oh, yes. Now, I don't know how that's going to, whether I can show that on the miniature or whether it's going to affect my choice of miniature. I don't know, but it's quite a nice little attribute. So we say, increase the mutant's toughness by 1. Whenever the mutant is wounded, a powerful acid sprays out of the wound. Any opponent takes a strength 3 hit. Ooh, nice. So again, this could be used if I want to use this Warband in a different game. Let's say, for example, like one-page rules, the Grimdark Future Skirmish game. I could use that to increase one of its stats. I could also do it as some kind of defensive attack. Yeah, that could be pretty good. Okay, now, every 2 rewards that your Chaos Champion has, you get to roll once to see if you get followers. In terms of equipment, that's rolled later. But let's do the retinue first, or possible retinue. So we go back over here. So we're back at the 40k part. That's our starting profile and stuff. And over here, gaining followers. For every 2 rewards that renegades have been entitled to receive, roll d6, consult the following chart. This is done regardless of whether the rewards were taken, refused, or passed on to an existing follower. Right, so rolling a d6. If I get a 1 to 2, I don't get any followers this time. If I roll a 3 to 5, I roll once. If I roll a 6, I roll twice. Okay, so d6. We get a 6. Roll twice. Okay, so we're getting two rolls on the retinue table. Okay, this is the retinue table here. Now I'm just thinking, because again, thinking in terms of the miniatures that we can find, thinking in terms of Khorne. So for example, things like the Psyker may not be relevant for a Khorne warband because everyone would kill him. Squats, I'm not sure if I can find the miniatures for that. Ogryns, I think I can. Traitor Legionnaires, I think I can. Zotes, I'll have to look into that possibly. Halflings. Yeah, I'm going to have to re-roll that or something. Or maybe, yeah, I'm not sure. Coven members. Details of Chaos Covens can be found. Lost in the Damned. Oh, no. So I can't... Okay, Covens is something that's featured in the other book, The Lost and the Damned, the one I'm missing. The one I want. So I think if I roll Coven members, I think I'll just take it as humans. I think that makes sense. Right. But Psychers, no. Squats, no. Halflings, no. Right, but we're rolling twice. It could be the same thing, in which case I get loads. Percentage, right. What do we get? We get a 0, 6. 2d6 beastmen, okay. So we're starting off with beastmen. So we're going to have to find some science fiction beastmen on MyMiniFactory. How many do we get? We get 2d6. We get 9, okay. And the second roll, we get 55. Humans, okay. So this would be like Traitor Guard, I think. Humans, and we get 2d6 of those. 7, okay. Now, I mean, I could sort of stop there because I've got a fairly sizable retinue, 16 figures. My champion, again, my champion's not very champion-like. He's got acid blood, he's got chaos armor, but that's it. If I do another 2 rewards, I can get another 1 retinue. I think that could work. So, now another thing is that every time a renegade or the champion receives a reward, his followers also receive a reward. However, this is the table that you're rolling on for the followers. They could become Chaos Spawn, and they've got a very high chance of getting an attribute, a very small chance of getting something good. They could get a characteristic increase. Now, a character gets personal rewards. the unit gets, okay, so if it's an attribute, if you have like, for example, like a Psyker, an Assassin, an Inquisitor, they'll be rolling on that personal attribute table. But a unit like these ones will be rolling on that dominant table, and the same attribute will be applied to all of them. So the way that you do this is you have to do it bit by bit. You can't just roll up all of your rewards for your champion. You've actually got to do it one at a time. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll up the next, let's move this over here. We're going to be rolling up the next reward for our champion, and then we have to do one for the retinue. Then we'll do the fourth, and I think probably the final one for the champion. And then we'll do for the retinue, and then we'll generate to see if we get any more retinue. Does that make sense? It does make sense. Right, so for my champion, we're going to be rolling up for another reward. Now, after the first initial rewards, you have to roll on this table here, because you've got a 40% chance of getting an attribute, you've got a 60% chance of getting a gift. So what are we going to do? We're going to roll. So for our third reward, and what will happen is that you actually, if you're playing this with your friends as like a campaign, you're basically going to agree on a certain number of rewards, yeah, for each warband, and then everybody rolls up the same number to kind of keep it fair. Right, so we get 0.9, we get an attribute. All right, so my third reward is an attribute. Attributes can sometimes be good, but you've got to be careful, because if you get 6 or more attributes, you turn into a spawn. 6 or more gifts, you turn into a demon prince. It's like the end game. But we get, where is it? Over here. We get an attribute. It's the champion, so we're rolling on the personal attribute. So again, we're going to be rolling D1000. We get 963. 963 Warty skin. Oh no. Okay. Warty skin. I think it's just a... I don't think it does anything game-wise. There's no fear. There's no fear modification. 135. Let's have a look. Warty skin. Every inch of the mutant's body is covered in large and repulsive warts. The mutant receives a bonus of +1 to its armor saving throw. Ooh. For fantasy roleplay, treat as leather armor on all locations. Oh, okay. All right, so that, again, if we use this on a different system, like Stargrave or something, this could give me a bonus in terms of my armor. Okay. But now we have to roll for our followers to see if they get any kind of rewards. Now, I think you have to specify which one you're going to give it to before you roll it. That kind of seems fair, doesn't it? Yeah, the recipient must be chosen before the reward is determined. Right, so I'm going to give to the humans, and we're going to roll and see if they get anything. So we're rolling, we get a 14, an attribute, okay? So the humans are going to get an attribute. Now, because this is a unit, they're going to be using the dominant table, which is over here. Okay, dominant table. Again, it's D1000. Again, check whether it's on camera. Yep. So we're rolling. We get 696. 696 razor sharp claws. Ooh. So again, this could represent maybe like a very deadly melee weapon or something. Again, I don't know whether I'm going to represent that on the figures or not. I don't know. We'll see. Right, so that's that. And we then we're going to do our fourth reward for our champion. Oh, 3, yeah. One more, we get to check whether we have more retinue or not. So, where's the table? Where's the thing? There it is, right. So our fourth reward, I want a gift. I don't want another attribute. 99. Uh-oh. 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 The Eye of God. The power of chaos that the champion serves, or perhaps one of the power's most senior demons, takes an interest in the champion and his doings. The champion's progress as a servant of chaos is weighed in the balance and his future is decided. Oh no. If the champion has received 6 chaos gifts and fewer than 6 attributes, his demon transformed into demon prince. If he's got 6 or more attributes, he's deemed to be too corrupted and becomes a spawn. If the champion has fewer than 6 gifts and fewer than 6 attributes he continues to serve, he receives a chaos weapon with a single randomly generated property. Oh! Okay, so that was a good roll. Additional Eye of God rewards may be taken as a second weapon or as another property for the first weapon. He also receives a further gift as a mark of the power's favour. Champions who begin as wizards, nope. Other champions receive 1 magic level, nope. Non-wizard champions of Khorne never receive such heretical magical powers. Khorne grants them a collar of Khorne. Oh, yes! So we get a collar of Khorne. Now, in the game, this I think this allows and a single flesh hound. Oh, yes. Oh, my word, that was a really good roll. Flesh. I'm getting excited. I can't write. Flesh hound. Oh, nice. Now, let's have a look. Collar of Khorne, page 100. Bum, ba, dum, bum, bum. Collar of Khorne. Dum, dum. Grants it a willpower of 10 or 89% when making magic saving throws against spells cast against the wearer. Oh, automatically pass willpower tests. Nice. So again, in terms of if I use this in a different game, I'm thinking that this would give me like a huge bonus or make me immune possibly to sort of psionics or to magic, things like that. Oh. So I'll just put here page 100. Just as a reference. Now the Chaos Weapon. Oh yes, that was a really good roll. I've still got one more roll to make for the retinue. Magic of Chaos. Yes, yes, yes. Give me that weapon. Give me the weapon. Chaos Weapon. So we get 1 property on my Chaos Weapon. Right, we get 0, 8, 6. 0, 8, 6. Command. Okay, what does that do? Where is it? Here it is. Okay. The weapon is a magnificently polished battle blade inscribed with dread runes, and the bearer is obviously a creature with a truly commanding personality. All friendly troops within 2d6 inches or 4d6 yards, so that's the role-playing part, may make a leadership roll using their bearer's leadership characteristic rather than their own. Oh, it acts like a banner. Okay, so that could help within a certain radius. That could actually help my troops from failing route checks or fear checks or anything like that. Okay, not bad. So we'll put here command. And that was, what did we roll? 86. Okay, happy with it. Happy with that. And we have to see whether we get any more followers, because we've now got 4 rewards. So we have to roll to see if we get any more followers. At the moment, I've got 9 beastmen, 7 humans, and 1 fleshhound. Oh, and I've also got to do, I've got one more roll to make. So do I do that before I roll? I think no, let's do this first. Okay, gaining followers, D6. Up, 2. No followers, okay. So we don't get any followers with that 4th one. I mean, I've got a flesh hound out of it anyway, so I'm fine with that. But we do have to make a roll to see if any of my followers get a reward, because we got our 4th one here. This time, I think I'm going to give to the beastmen. So we roll. We get 74 attribute, okay. And again, it's a unit of 9 beastmen, so we're rolling on the, where are they? Dominant table rather than the personal table. Right, so my beastmen, my humans got razor sharp claws, very nice. So I think I'm going to give them a bonus in melee. Beastmen, what are they going to have? It's a D1000. Right, so we get a 3, 0, 2. 302, hideous appearance. Fear points 5. Oh, I think that's good. I think that's really good. Hideous appearance, right. The unit is made up of creatures of eldritch and terrifying appearance. Those who see the unit are unfortunate enough to witness the full horror of a group of abominable things that have no right to live stalking the battlefield. In short, the unit looks foul beyond all mortal comprehension. Add 5 fear points. Now again, in terms of the fear point mechanism within the Realms of Chaos books, adding 5 fear points is huge. In fact, let me see if I can find the rules regarding fear points just to show you how effective it is. So yeah, here, this is how the fear points work basically. You look at the unit in question because there are some things that will take away fear points as well. But you look at the total fear points and it tells you the effect it has. So for example, the beastmen, they now have this hideous appearance. They've got 5 fear points. They cause fear in all living creatures. The mutants itself is immune to fear except when this is caused by demons or deities. 11 to 15 fear points, they cause fear 6 inches plus 1 terror in all living creatures. So yeah, that could actually, again, that could represent various things in the different games and systems that I might want to use these. Okay, so what have we got left to do before we start looking for miniatures? The only thing I think we have left to do is equipment. And for the equipment, we come up to here. Where is it? Here. So the way that it works is, I think for the retinue, they get 1 roll on the close combat, 1 roll on the standard, and then for every 5 in the unit, you can roll, instead of standard, you get a heavy weapon. For the champion, it basically refers to the old army books or the old codexes in terms of rolling up the random weapons. The thing is that a lot of these items don't make sense. You could end up, for example, at standard weapons. I could have my beastmen and I roll up a plasma gun. So I have all of my beastmen with plasma guns. So it doesn't really kind of make sense. So what I'm thinking is equipment. I'm going to roll, but if it doesn't make sense, I'm just going to take like a standard thing. So it's percentage. We get no bonuses. So, okay. Close combat for the beastmen, we get 28. Sawn-off shotgun. It doesn't really make sense. So I'm just going to take the basic, which is a sword. And then for the weapon, 29, las gun. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it could also represent an auto gun, maybe. It depends what figures we can find. For the humans, they've got their razor-sharp claws, but I'm thinking that just gives them a bonus in melee. So close combat, we've got 73. Hand flamer. Again, it doesn't really make sense. Again, I'm just going to give them swords. Or some generic melee weapon, nothing special. Standard weapons, 50. Bolt gun. Let's give them auto guns. Again, depending on the figures that I can find. If I can only find beastmen with auto guns, then they'll have auto guns. Now, I can also have special weapons. So I can only do 1 each because it's for every 5. So I'm going to change one of them to a heavy weapon. So beastmen. I mean, there's no grenade launcher, is there? Is there a grenade launcher? No. All right, let's find out. So for the beastmen, the special weapon or the heavy weapon is 18. Heavy bolter. So I'm thinking could also possibly be a heavy stubber. Heavy bolter. And then for the humans, again, we're going to have 1 special weapon. We get 100. D-cannon. Oh, we don't have those anymore. I don't think 40k has those anymore. 94, D-cannon. It wants me to have a D-cannon. 63, multi-melter. All right, again, I'll try and find something which is the closest. It may end up being something like a plasma gun, but it's along these lines. Multi-melter. Okay. The Flesh Hound doesn't get anything. Now, the Flesh Hound, I think I have figures from one-page rules already that would fit that. So I'm looking for humans, beastmen, and my champion on MyMiniFactory. So This is my warband. We've got a human champion with chaos armor and a chaos weapon and a collar of corn. He's got acid blood and warty skin. I need to find a figure for him. And then we need to find 9 science fiction beastmen and 7 sort of traitor guard or chaos cultists. And then 1 fleshhound. Like I said, I think the fleshhound I've already got covered with 1-page rules, but we need to find these ones. We're going to look for maybe lesser known creators and try and find some nice discounted figures because it's sale time. Right, let's go to MyMiniFactory and hunt down some nice figures.